Good morning. Happy Friday. Welcome to the Wake Up Flow. It is the last day of 2021. Uh, we did not do a session yesterday. However, Wednesday, if you caught the session, you may have realized or may have noted that it seemed to end rather abruptly. We were getting close to finishing up, and then all of a sudden we went to the last slide. That may look a little odd to you. Those of you who watch this daily know that I have three furry little four-legged creatures running around that were rescued, having been probably dumped back a couple of months ago. Well, about a month ago at this point, and they have been, let's say they're quarantined until they have all of their testing done. We have an adult cat in the house, and vet has cautioned us against intermingling them until they've had all of their medical tests. They've had most of their shots, and they're well on their way, but they're still confined to the room in my basement where I record these things. And one of them is particularly enamored with my desk, which has a couple of computers on it because I'm an IT guy by trade. And he wandered across the keyboard and advanced us to the last slide before I was quite ready. So that one ended a little abruptly. I have started the broadcast today and removed the keyboard from the desk so we can get all the way through our short session this morning. And then we'll again do the extended set with the complete health postures and kind of say goodbye to 2021 with a nice, long, relaxing set later today. But let's get the body whooped just a little today. So feet about shoulder width apart, knees nice, soft, and bouncy. You can imagine your head being pulled up by a string to lengthen the spine and neck. Nice upright posture, but relaxed. And then let's just begin the turn from side to side. Just going to let the arms swing free to begin. And we'll get a little fluid moving in the joints, get the body temp up just a bit. In some circles, what we do is called exercise. In scientific studies, it would generally be referred to in some way, shape, or form as mindful movement. What we're trying to do is marry together breath work and some very specific movement that's easy to coordinate with that breath, which has a myriad of health benefits, as just continues to be noted in study after study after study. So if you're ready to take control of your own well-being, Tai Chi and Qigong are a great step that you can add to your daily regimen of kids. Let's begin consciously tapping now. Tapping on the belly, tapping on the back. Pressure points here in our energy center, our lower dantian. And finish the year a little bit of a free flow, a little bit of Qigong, a little bit of Tai Chi. We work in a lot of Tai Chi forms. I often get asked the question, well, what's the difference between Tai Chi and Qigong? Aren't they very different? Or Tai Chi, but not Qigong. Qigong is actually the parent of all the martial arts, the most ancient. Tai Chi is just one derivative of Qigong, and there are many, many variations of Tai Chi, many different branches of Qigong. But the principal difference, if you were to observe somebody specifically doing Tai Chi versus somebody specifically doing what they called Qigong. But the big things you'd notice is that the person doing Qigong more or less was staying in the same very small area, while the person doing Tai Chi may be walking quite a bit around the room. Even the short 24 form set has this, your average size room. You'd be walking across the room, moving backwards to return to a starting position, moving to the left, moving to the right. You could almost think of Tai Chi as being choreographed. Some have even described it as a meditative dance. Qigong, on the other hand, we're generally doing things in multiple repetitions. So we'll do a movement maybe on the left side and then repeat that movement on the right side, or perhaps alternate sides, focusing much more on the breath than on the precision of the movement itself. Let's take the front hand up the body. A little hollow area where the shoulder meets the chest. If you're not sure you're in the right spot, you can just take a pause, put your fingers on your sternum, and just walk them over, and they're going to fall into a little hollow area here. It's a point used in the tapping disciplines to relieve stress and anxiety. In the various movement traditions, you're working with the body's meridians. You think of as just kind of lines or rivers or just areas in the body. Just lines of acupressure points. Those usually associate with specific organ systems, or we call them organ meridians. And there's acupressure points along those lines where the energy flows. This particular point is an end point of the lung meridian. We tap here to enhance the body's immune response. Something rather top of mind these days. Let's come on back down to the belly. Just a few more, and let's begin to shift the weight from side to side rather consciously. I'm going to do that in a way pronounced enough that we're rolling from the inside to the outside of each foot. A bit of strength and flexibility work for the feet and ankles. And of course, let's begin to focus on the breath. This is where the magic happens. Breathing deeply in through the nose if you're able. And take the out breath through either the mouth or the nose. Breath work all by itself, very beneficial. And most would agree that many different forms of exercise, even without coordinated breath, are beneficial. But when we can marry the breath and move together, it magnifies the benefits of both. Let's take the hands off the body now and turn that tap into a reach. Just continuing to breathe deeply. We'll connect that up to movement in a moment here. And let's slow this down a bit. Returning to that starting position. Set up. Feet about shoulder width apart. Knees soft, body erect. We call this position Muji. I like to think of it as relaxed and ready. So let's connect to the breath. Take a palm out front. Breathe in as you pull that hand back. Spin around in the back and let the back of the hand float back to the front as you breathe out. Breathing in and breathing out. Never mind the nuance of all the forms, this part is sometimes the hardest one for people to really latch onto. Slowing the body down enough. The cadence of your movement is driven by your breath. Breathing in as you draw back. Breathing out as you come forward. A little spiral in the front and the back, lacing on the cake. If you sit and work at a computer for many hours a day, you've probably experienced repetitive stress issues in the elbow, wrist, hand. These spiraling motions provide a lot of relief for that. There was a time when I suffered from that pretty often, pretty chronically. I have not had problems with repetitive stress in years. Let's get ready to do this on the other side. Let's get the other hand ready and then pull it back as you breathe in. Float it forward as you breathe out. Probably run a few extra minutes this morning. And much closer to what our normal extended session warm-up period would be. Push on for extra minutes today to get through a few extra forms. If you're interested and available to do our live session today at 11, it's U.S. Central Time. Just send me a message with your email address and I will send you the Zoom link. Free previews of our live classes are always available. It'll just be Zoom today. We are generally in studio at Pulse for Health by Five Corners in Cedarburg on Wednesdays and Fridays at 11. We just do the Zoom from there, welcoming up to 8 people in the studio. This week, due to some COVID precautions, we've backed away from the in-person sessions. We'll be back next Monday. All right, one last time on this side. And just let the hand relax back down. Coming back to Muji. And we begin. Breathing in. Arms extend and rise. Draw them back in toward the body as they float back down. This is our commencing move. But since we're doing Qigong and not specifically Tai Chi, just kind of adapting some of its forms, we'll call this opening the flow. Breathing in, arms rise like beneath your wings. And then breathing out, the arms just float down like leaves falling from the trees. All right, stay with me now. As we rise, we're going to expand out. And as we breathe in, the arms spiral and capture a large ball. We'll call this capturing the moon. And you'll notice that as I come in and capture the moon, I let the body just dip down a little bit. completely necessary, but if that feels good to you, go ahead and throw that in there. Body just following the breath. Breathing in as we expand. Breathing out as we fold back in. One more time, let's capture the moon. Come on back out. Time just come straight in. Embrace the moon. Kind of think of that as your visual, maybe hugging a tree, putting your arms around a large ball like a beach ball. Still breathing in as we expand. Breathing out as we pull it back in. Now let's take the moon. Breathe in, rise overhead. Breathe out. Elbows bend, turn the palms out, press away. Breathe in. Let's recapture the moon up high. And breathe up. Let's kick it down. Breathing in, carry the moon up overhead. Breathe out. Hold the arms in, push away. Breathe in, recapture the moon. And breathing out, back down. Let's do that one more time. Breathing in, the moon rises overhead. Breathe out. Hold in, push away the mountains. Breathe in and breathe out. The hands come together a little closer to the bottom. Small ball now. Let's just spin that ball. Toss the bottom hand out to the side. As it loops back around, let palm past palm press forward. Breathing in and breathing out. This is an adaptation of the form in Tai Chi called fending off the monkey, or sometimes translated repulsing the monkey, but that seems a little harsh at 6 o'clock in the morning. And it's likely not an actual monkey you have running around. Think of it as pushing away the monkey mind. Overthinking. Always thinking. We tend to do, especially during the holiday season when things get really busy. Just push that away for a few minutes. Breathing in as we toss the arm away, breathing out as we press it away. Let's take one more. And then with this front hand, just let it fall away. The other one makes a big circle as we turn to the side and press. And both begin to just draw in a circular motion. Backhand drawing a small continuous circle. Front hand, larger circle. And pressing. Breathing in as we draw circles. Breathing out as we press that front hand forward. We'll make this one our last form. And if you'd like to join the longer live session today, that one is on Zoom. Just send me a message. Shoot your emails, and I will send you the Zoom link for today's session. That's at 11 a.m. U.S. Central Time. Lasts about 35 minutes. Sometimes we're a few minutes shy of that. Sometimes we're a few minutes over that. Questions afterward, we usually chat for a bit afterward. A few friends locally, a few friends over in the UK and Ireland frequently join. Happy to have you along on the last day of 2021. All right, let's get ready to go to the other side and finish up this morning. So let's press, but keep the arms moving as we turn back to the center. And then one more set of circles moving to the other side, pushing. Yeah, let's do a couple more. And then we're going to continue to spiral, but only go halfway, finishing up in the center. Last push. And then spiral as you turn the foot back in and catch a ball. Let's spin that ball, flatten the palms, and let them float down. And then let's close. Arms rise overhead. Palms turn toward the floor and press down, regulating the chi. Let's do that one more time. This time as the hands reach the bottom, take one hand, toss it overhead, and then let it float on down, front of the body, right down the middle, centering the chi. Let's do that on the other side. This time as the hands reach bottom, come back together, hand over hand. Just place those over your lower belly. Step your feet together a little bit closer. And for this last time of 2021 in the Wake Up flow, let's finish with 3 deep breaths. Make that last breath a nice deep one. And as you release it, go ahead, release the hands back to the sides, open your eyes back up, give everything a little shake. And thanks for joining me for the Wake Up flow. Have a great rest of your Friday. Wish you a happy new year, and we'll see you Monday. Namaste.